My golden hearts, today I don't want you to listen with your mind. I want you to feel because what surrounds this case doesn't carry an ordinary energy. It doesn't feel closed. It doesn't feel finished. It doesn't feel like a complete ending. Something is suspended, as if time itself never fully moved forward here. And now, in the middle of everything, movements appear, restrictions appear, tension appear, and silence appears. And the real question is not just what is happening. The deeper question is, why does the energy become so heavy whenever closely? I'm not here to give conclusions. I'm here to open a space where you can feel what I perceive without filters, without impositions, only intuition. In recent times, the name of Julia Vandel has been publicly associated with this case, surrounded by legal discussions and public controversy. The official narrative speaks about boundaries, restrictions, and allegations in a context of persistent public attention. But beyond the legal layer, there is something emotionally deeper affecting the collective field. Because stories like this are not only seen, they are felt and awaken an uncomfortable question. Why does this case still trigger such a strong emotional reaction even after so many years? So let's start, and we are going to discover things. Now I enter symbolic perception and I ask you something simple. Don't analyze it, just listen. Yeah, well, when I connect with this energy, the first thing, the first thing that appears is not clarity, it's a fog. It's a fog. Layers and many layers, as if multiple versions of the same story exist at once. And beneath those layers, there is something very specific, an emotional thread has never fully closed. No ending, no rest, no resolution, only continuation, as if something within this story is still trying to align itself. There is a repeating pattern here, blockage, interruption, containment. I'm not speaking physically, I'm speaking symbolically. Narrative pathways that never fully open. And here, the sensation intensifies. Every time something moves towards a final explanation, resistance appears. This is not a fact, it's a perception, a reading of symbolic energy within a global emotional field. When the energy of Julia Vandel appears in this reading, it does not feel like certainty. It feels like searching, like impulse, like a need for understanding. But something else also appears here. Um, a disproportionate collective reaction to her presence within the narrative. And energetically, this always means something. When something is not neutral, when something activates emotional intensity, it is touching a sensitive layer of the collective psyche. This case does not feel linear, it feels fragmented, as if multiple realities coexist. What happened? What is believed to happen, to have happened? What was said to have happened? And what people emotionally felt happened? When all of that merged, the energy no longer feels factual. It becomes symbolic. And symbolism does not always seek answers. Sometimes it only seeks expressions. And here the energy shifts because there is something important. Stories that remain emotionally charged for too long do not simply disappear from the collective field. They transform. And when something transforms without full closure, it remains open. Not as a fact, but as a sensation. If I ask the symbolic question directly, is this fully closed in the collective consciousness? The answer is not literal, it's energetic. And what appear is not full closure, but suspend movement, as if emotional fragments are still being integrated. My golden hearts, it is not a statement, not a conclusion. It is a symbolic perception, a reading of energy. But one thing feels very clear. When a story keeps echoing after so many years, it is not only because of what happened, but because of what has not yet been emotionally understood. And this case still lives within the collective consciousness. And now I ask you, not from the mind, but from what you feel inside. Do you feel this story is truly closed? Or Do you feel there are still layers the world has not fully processed? I read you, my golden hearts. Well, I hope this reading open something in your mind, in your heart. I want to read you in the comments. So after that, I'm going to make more videos about this for understanding better what is going on and how can we resolve all together, because unity is power. I love you and I see you in my next video.